Welcome back, my friends. I'm Johnny B with JohnnyB.com. Today we're going to talk about a move-up buyer scenario. Okay, so how do you approach this? Well, the first thing you want to do is get a sense of the value of your property. You're probably going to start with the online portals, Redfin, Zillow, and just get a rough idea, but that's not really boots in the ground. So you want to have your home looked at by an agent. I'm happy to do that for you and give you an idea of what it's going to sell for. Another thing you might do is get an appraisal, and that'll give you something that you can use. If you choose to get an appraisal, that will be a material fact that we have to disclose to the buyers. So you're going to want to have me help you with the appraisal process so that you can get a good, solid appraisal. Another thing you're going to want to do is talk to your CPA. You're going to want to get an indication of the tax implications of your purchase. We don't want to get you into a scenario that you can't live with. And then you're going to want to take into account what your equity is going to be. That can give you some options. It's not just sell and buy, but there's other ways to go about it as well. But the most common is sell and buy. So let's talk about the different options. First question is, can you buy a home without selling your current home? You might have sufficient cash and income to qualify for a loan in addition to the home that you already have. If you can do that, that's very comfortable, except you really don't know what your net proceeds are because you can't ascertain your final sales price until it's sold. But for many people, that's the most comfortable thing if they can afford to do it. You could get a HELOC. The HELOC allows you to extract the equity out of your current home. It can be done a number of ways. You can check to see what makes the most sense. You could refi your home and get a bigger loan and take the money out that way, or you can get a HELOC. If you're getting a HELOC, you may only be able to get 70% of the money out of your home. So you might not have sufficient equity to do it without selling, but you might be well able to do it by selling first and then buying. But let's say you're going to place a contingent offer. Let's say that if the market slows down enough, you can place a contingent offer. Now, they will view a contingent offer differently depending on where you are in the process. If you haven't even listed your home, there's not a lot of strength there in that argument. If you've listed your home but there's no offers, there's a little bit better chance. I mean, we're walking up the steps of what's the highest probability of close. So not listed, listed with no offers, listed with offers, so you're starting to walk up the chain. Offers accepted, so now we're in escrow, but there's contingencies. Contingencies are removed. Now we're about to close, a week away. Now you're starting to get pretty strong. We're a couple of days before the close of escrow. That's really strong. And the best of all, we just closed. So the most comfortable way, and the way that it's most often done, is to sell your home first, and then once you've got your funds, make an offer to buy your next home. Now, to make that more comfortable for you, we can negotiate usually a 60-day rent back, and in this market, it's usually at no cost to you, so you're getting to stay there for free, so it's an added perk. And during that 60 days, we find your home, we make the offer, we get it accepted, we go through escrow, we close, and you move out of your home into the new home. Now, what happens if you need more than 60 days? If the buyer's using a loan, the lenders won't allow a rent back for more than 60 days. So you really need to have a plan C. Plan C means that you have to have another place to go, and that could be a comfortable hotel, it could be moving in with friends or family, and then making your next move. If you're working with me, I'm very good at getting offers accepted and accelerating this whole process, and so 60 days can work. So there's a lot of moving parts here. If you sell first, we're focusing entirely on the sale and maximizing your sale. We're not under the gun. We don't have to lower the price so that we can trigger a fast sale to get your home done so that you don't lose out on the home that you're buying. This makes it very powerful for you because you have a backup position because you're already living in your home. For most people, maximizing the sales price and your walk-away money is very important. And to do that, it's best to focus on one leg at a time because we can focus on maximizing your sale while you already have a place to live. If you're in a contract that's contingent on your performance on this sale, you see people doing things like lowering the price, accepting an offer that's lower than they wanted to accept because they're running out of time in the home that they really want to buy and they want to close on it. So it makes the most sense to focus on this a leg at a time. Get your money, know what you've got to work with, step into your next offer with certainty, and you have the most power then, because again, our power is dependent on the probability of close with the next leg. And so you're going to have more negotiating power when you've got all of your assets ready to go. You've got a strong pre-approval, strong cash position, no contingencies of any kind, ready to move into the next deal. That's going to make your offer more attractive. And it depends really on the pace of the market as well. So if this is something you're doing, it's really important to talk with me so that we can walk through the different ways that we can maximize and leverage each of the legs so that you have an unfair advantage in every dimension. Next time, we're going to take the playbook of a flipper and we're going to turn it upside down. We're going to re-engineer it so that you can use those thoughts to enhance your purchase. Until next time, I'm Johnny B.
Hey guys, Nick Nanton here. We're back on the set of The Soul of Success. We're just finished principal filming for the Jack Canfield story. I've got one of my executive producers here, Mr. Johnny B. Johnny, welcome to the show.
Nice to see you.
First of all, thanks so much for helping with this film, and we're here making a film about Jack Canfield. Tell me how you first heard about, learned of, saw Jack Canfield.
Well, I heard about Jack Canfield because I walked into my bedroom and my wife's sitting there crying, reading this book. And I mean, she likes to read books, but I've never seen her so emotional. So I picked it up to see what was going on, and it was Chicken Soup for the Soul. So I was amazed. I'm not surprised that he sold as many copies as he has. You're a music guy, right? So one of my coaches was Seth Riggs. Have you heard of him? He's one of the best voice coaches in the world.
Okay.
They've got 130 Grammys in that school.
Wow.
It's amazing. He said that music is a conduit of emotion, and art really is a conduit of emotion. And what Jack has put together is one of the most impactful, concentrated emotional pieces ever. So it's no wonder it became the blockbuster that it is.
Absolutely. And so from that and kind of learning about that, what sort of impact has Jack made on your life?
Well, that shifts to another direction. So I saw Jack on a talk show, and he was talking about how he did this. And he pulled out a card, and the card had his goals on it. And I thought, wow, he's actually talking about that in public. Because, I've been kind of in the closet with the goal setting and, the different books about mental development and training your mind so that you're actually seeing the things that lead you towards your goal. That's normally, up until Jack, I hadn't really seen anybody significant come out in public and talk about it. So I was really inspired by that.
That's great. Now, you heard there's a movie being made about it, and you stepped up, and the world thanks you for helping make it happen. But what was it that said, man, I got to share his story?
Well, it's an alignment of core values. So his books are about love, about joy, about kindness, things that create more compassion for your fellow man. And I can't think of a better mission. This is something that you really need to get out, and he has a commitment to train 1 million trainers and to create this global force. And because of the platform he's on, from having been the largest or the most published author in the history of the planet, this is a tremendous pulpit that he can speak from. And I think that with that platform, he may very well achieve that. And I just think it would be a tremendous force for the planet. We need more kindness and love in the planet.
We need more Jack Canfields. Great. Well, hey, last question, kind of a fun one. So as being a part of the movie, you got the opportunity to go to Jack's home for dinner. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
What moves me about Jack is that he's such a sensitive guy in that he wants to connect with every single person that he meets, and he wants to find a way to make a difference. Just will really respect him.
That's great. Hey, man, well, thank you so much for helping out the movie.
Thanks, Nick.
We'll be right back.